Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway because their slogan is Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, look for the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. And welcome to another edition of The Mom Game, episode 78.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not? Well, I mean, last week was 77
I know.
with the Cobra.
I know.
Corby, that's been a very
And we're not sure if that one's right.
highly viewed show.
I know.
Lots of people
love
want to hear about
Corby.
what Corby has to say.
That was a really fun show. And
was a fun show.
we plan to have more ticket people on. I think June's is next on our list because
He's high on the list.
he
just became a father for the first time at the age of, I think he's
56.
84 now. No,
the age of 56, he just had a baby.
Yeah.
So did Danny, which is also
I
weird.
know.
Like, I don't know his age exactly.
He's very mysterious, Danny.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
But anyway, yeah, we're going to have lots of fun guests on. We've got a very fun guest on later on in this show, so stay tuned for that. By request, we had so many people. In fact, Pat himself told us, Pat Green, you've got to have my wife Corey on. And the stories he told, all of them involve Corey,
Yes,
it seemed like. I'm
every
like, we
single
got to have
one.
Corey on. First of all, she's a friend of mine. She's also an extremely successful businesswoman. And she has been able to, keep Pat in line or close to in line.
Sounds like that's a full-time job
for
in
20
itself.
years. Yes. So anyway,
Someone's got to keep him online so he can keep churning the hits. And
Exactly.
he can keep playing concerts.
So Corey Green will be our guest later this month. Babe Loffenberg to get us ready for the Cowboys season. Also to talk about really, really hard thing that he had to endure.
It's such a shitty thing, but something that needs to be
The loss of a child.
talked about.
We've got lots of stuff coming up in September. And maybe the most exciting thing is that we're going
to be born again.
We're going to be born again. We're going to be born again. We are rebirthing ourselves. Yeah. So stay tuned. We're not quite ready for
My
the
husband's
big.
like, yeah, you are. You probably
What?
born again.
Like
when you stop doing it for a while.
Are you
That's what
withholding?
a born again virgin is.
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm not withholding, but it's just marriage, right?
Is it? We gotta carve out that time, Jules.
Hey, I had a surgery.
Oh, that's true.
Like I had to
For a while.
Is
The window back open?
The window's back open, but
Okay, we may need to save this for another episode. I think we said in the beginning we weren't going to go
I could hear
here.
his voice like, yeah, you are. It's more of a joke.
I think
It's more of a joke because
Wait, okay, so let's go down that road. Don't all men pretend like they don't get nuns? Like
yes, don't they? Do you know a guy that sits there and he's like, oh yeah, I bang my wife every night?
Wow, it's aggressive.
Sorry.
I just feel like all that. Like
I'm sorry, I hung out with Dan McDowell for 3 years.
I feel like
3 hours a day.
That's kind of like dudes' shtick. Like it's their thing. Like, oh yeah, I mean, I get
Marriage
nuns.
sucks.
Don't ever get any. Good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, last I checked my calendar, you're pretty good over here.
Is it because they like just?
I think it's just
we
what
could
they
break
do.
it all down.
It's
what they do.
It's what they do. And women have bits too.
Is it because they're like not? I mean, are they not satisfied because it's their wife?
No, I just think it's what they do. Like they just get like women get together and bitch about their husbands. Men get together and pretend like they never get to have sex.
Yeah, probably. I wonder too, when men get together, do they talk about sex as much as women do? So say a husband and a bunch of friends gets together. Do they talk about that?
Do they talk about
when
sex?
women get together? I think we do.
I don't think they're talking about like the actual act of it, but I think
No.
they're talking about things that will lead to
Like they are all like miserable.
I don't think that they're all like horn dogs, but I think that like it's just we're gonna get crushed for this, by the way. I just think maybe it's like this common denominator with men. It's like this great middle ground. Like we can all agree that boobs are amazing. You know, like I don't know. Like they just feel like
so like no matter
it's this safe space. Like,
I see what you're
what I'm saying.
Like no matter what walk of life you're from,
right? Like how's the
no
weather?
matter the car you drive, no matter the whatever.
It's the bond.
You all get together and we can talk about boobs.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter what
and that's why so many people listen to the damn ticket is because they talk about boobs.
Well, and it's like, it's like instead of like boring stuff, like, have you seen the forecast? Well, they got 10 days, got a lot of rain in there. It's like, they just, why not talk about boobs? I don't know. And then I think that goes along with it, like the whole, don't get snuns and all that stuff.
It's just part of the deal.
It's just like what they do.
Because if someone was like, you know what I'm
like, my husband could be like fresh off of some afternoon delight, and then he'd be like, I mean, I don't ever get snuns. And I'm like, what just happened? Like,
there's so much there. What was that accent? Get nuns. Is he like a rancher? Like, is he on a tractor as he says this?
I don't
in
know.
His cutoff jean shorts?
With a haze? Yeah. Like some straw hanging out of his mouth.
I don't ever get nuns. I gotta go milk a cow if I want to get anything.
Okay, this has gone so horribly wrong. We were just supposed to talk about like... We were supposed to promote our new brand. And we have a new website coming. And
sign up for our new brand. You get more shit like this.
We just went off the rails so fast.
It was my fault.
It was your fault.
I said born again.
Yeah, and then now look at where we are.
Well,
okay.
PSA to all the dads. Don't pretend like you don't get snuns if you get snuns. Just be honest. I mean, if you get some, don't pretend like you don't get it. Be like, you know what? I'm sexually satisfied. Let's go have a beer. And if you don't, then you can say that because we're sorry.
Where did this all go wrong?
Sometimes we're just tired.
I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't even know where to go.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't know what to do.
So have a drink of our wine and regroup.
Okay, ready? Deep breath in.
Okay, so we were talking about. All
right, we're so excited about our new brand. Like we've got new branding. We have our own website. Mm-hmm. We're staying at Vocal. We're still going to be here, yes. But we've got some cool things working.
Yeah, like a whole new logo,
whole new
everything,
lots of stuff, and it's going to be awesome
next week.
I mean, obviously, we're a very legitimate, serious business. We're very professional, and
we are an LLC. That makes us legit.
We are an LLC, and also too, we want to tease out there that part of our new website and the new relaunch is that we're going to have a party.
Yes.
We're having a party on October 6th.
Don't you want to party with us?
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to? And you're invited. If you're listening to this, you're invited. Details on how that's going to work coming soon. So let's move on from I don't get nuns talk to...
Oh, dear. Our poor sponsors that have to follow that.
No, they'll love it. They'll love it. But wait, I want to talk a couple things quick. Yeah. It's latest on you. You're loving being retired.
Yes. I'm battling every day, like missing the guys and like missing the fun part of it. Yeah. While also really cherishing like having more time because I've realized at this point in life, like that time is very valuable.
Yeah. It's valuable.
And like just having the time to like exercise and like try and think about what I'm actually eating and like being present with my kids and picking them up from school at 3:00, which I wouldn't be able to do. Having Anna home for half days. She's Monday, Friday half days. And we just like have so much fun together. So I listen and I'm like, when they start laughing, I'm like, oh, and then I hear that ticker and that ticker bed. And I'm like, fuck that. Yeah. Like, oh my God, those things were grinding away at me because it's like it built up to some anxiety, I think, which I've never had. Like, I've never been an anxious person.
Yeah.
But like having to write all day and then go on the air the second you hear that, and then not having time to do anything else, like it was all just a lot. So I've been really focusing. Like I told you, I'm trying to be like Lynette, who was on. Yeah. Like, she was very zen, and she's a yoga teacher. And I've been doing yoga.
Oh, good for you.
Bit, in my room, like a 20-minute session here and there, but still.
Good
I'm
for
going to order some blocks.
Oh, fancy. Yeah. That means you're serious.
At that point. Yeah. I'm going to order some blocks from Amazon.
Well, good.
But then, it's all good. And I know you.
And End of Summer Bash was great. It was like tribute to Julie. It was like, we love Julie. Julie, we love you. We love you so much. We love you dearly. You're the best, Julie. No, as it should. They do.
Well, I said to someone else, I was like, the deal is, it's like, you've got to sing a song. And me leaving was a little bit of a theme over the last couple of months. So there were already songs prepared. Like Jake had Don't Take the Girl. Mike and Donnie had Part-Time Julie. So they just played the songs that they already knew. Like, Jake added on We Didn't Start the Fire, which was really good.
I heard it. It was good.
Yeah. But that was the deal. I don't think it was like, let's all just talk about Julie. It was like, we already have this song in our back pocket that happens to be about her. And then I sang one song, An Ode to the P1s. The vocals were a little iffy, but it was fun. And then Dan and I sang a duet. I hope that Dan and I will continue to sing duets until the day I die, even if I'm not working there at all, because it's just fun. Yeah. And we kind of have a thing going. That was our third one. But yeah, it was a blast. And hopefully, I can continue to be a part of their fun parties, their events, and pop on the air whenever and still fill in whenever. But yes, this was like 100% the best thing for me.
Yeah. Good.
And
I'm happy for you.
And I know you're at the tail end of a really long stretch
it's been a long
Rangers
stretch.
baseball games.
Rangers baseball, 15 straight comes to an end tomorrow. Yay. And it's just a grind. Like, and I always tell people this, like, I don't know how the players do it. I don't care how much money you're making. And by the way, not all of them are making gazillions of dollars. I mean, like, especially these guys on our roster, they're not making shit tons of money. I mean, the grind of a 162 game season is unbelievable. And I work 100 games and it's a lot. But like, when I go through a stretch of 15 straight, I'm like, how do these fools do it for 162?
How do their wives do it? Their kids? Like, it's a lot.
For real, on the wives. Because I mean, for the love, like, someone's managing that whole operation.
Yep.
And because they're gone all the time.
Yep.
And so that's why, again, we've talked about it before. You think this baseball life or being an athlete's wife is so glamorous. I mean, baseball, these guys are gone all the stinking time. So anyway, I'm grateful for, I work 100 games a year. It's the perfect kind of, balance for me. And it's, it's been a tough season. I haven't been able to be in the clubhouse for the last 2 years, haven't traveled for the last 2 years. It's harder to get to know guys. We've traded guys. It's new guys coming in. So it's been a bit of a challenge. And so, I'm looking forward to finishing out the season and then, having an off season to kind of regroup and then figuring out where we are as an organization. Hopefully there will be some core pieces added to this thing to where we've got some sort of structure as far as the roster and the personnel that we have moving forward. So
can I have a quick question?
Yeah.
So like you mentioned one time that you were in when like everything went to court and this and that. Like, how much are you involved in off seasons in like being a sounding board? Because you've been there longer than a lot of people.
So it depends on when players. So like I'll keep in touch with a lot of players in the off season. And it's more than anything, it's just on if you need me basis or I'll check in on them.
Yeah. But like, does John Daniel, like GM, when they're trying to figure out what they're doing for next season, I feel like you would be a good person.
So there will be times when I'll phone call, like, they'll bounce something off of me. Yeah. What do you hear about this guy? What do you hear about that guy? Whether it be when we were looking for a manager or, signing free agents and all that kind of stuff, they will ask.
You're a consultant
and not
you're
even
a special advisor.
Well, and kind of like, what have you heard? Cause we all talk, all the, especially the women that I'm friends with, we all kind of have tentacles all over the league. And so, and we talk. And so you'll know if, if some guy's a complete prick or if some guy's super awesome,
well,
you
it's awesome. Talk, and that's the only place you can find that information. So there's a lot of value in being with an organization for a long time. Kelly's kind of the same with the Stars. It's like, he's been there longer than the general manager, the last general manager. I mean, the coaches, everybody. So there's a lot of value to that. Props to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So Globe Life Insurance?
Yes, we need to. Before we bring on our guest, we want to talk about Globe
Yeah,
Life
we have
Insurance.
a couple of really good sponsors.
And the
we
job
wanna
market
talk
right
about.
now is a different land. Okay, let's start that over because I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, I do, but I'm not.
It's fine.
Very good. Yes, okay. Let's talk about Globe Life because we love Globe Life. They are a relatively new sponsor to the Mom Game, but I have a long, long history with Globe Life and am grateful for the support that they've shown me over the years. And we know that the job market right now is a different landscape than it used to be. Whether you're attempting to balance your work and home life or find a career that aligns with your goals and needs, it is a lot to juggle, as we all know. If you're looking for a career path that offers a flexible schedule, the ability to make a difference, and the independence to build your own business, Globe Life take a look at Globe Life. Anyone watching the Texas Rangers play has seen the name Globe Life, but many people may not know how much opportunity is there and how many successful women thrive in their careers with Globe Life. If you've never considered the insurance industry, you should know a growing number of women are finding true success in it. Globe Life has been around for generations and prides itself on its commitment to make tomorrow better. With virtual and in-person business models, you can find success wherever you are. If you want to be paid what you're worth, keep a flexible schedule, and find meaning in your career while being engaged in what matters most at home, reach out to Globe Life today at globelifeagents.com. It could change your trajectory in a way you never thought possible. That's globelifeagents.com to discover what a career at Globe Life can do for you. So big shout out to Globe Life.
Yes.
Looking for an online virtual option for a career.
I just love how this has worked out where the companies we're talking about, it's like all happens so organically that it's a really great fit. And Globe Life is one of those. The other one is Baylor Scott and White, because we all need a doctor, like kids, moms, dads, everybody needs a doctor. And Baylor Scott and White wants you to know that right now is the time. Back to school is obviously a very busy time for the family. I know that my son is behind on his 6-year-old checkup, so that's something I need to look into. At Baylor Scott and White All Saints Medical Center, our priority is keeping you healthy. Obviously, that's important now more than ever. With busy schedules starting up again, make sure that you make time for your own annual wellness checkups. With the only dedicated women's hospital in Fort Worth, they care for the whole woman in every stage of your life. And I've seen where you get distracted with all of your kids' stuff, maybe a more specialized doctor. If you're like me and you have celiac or something like that, you go see a digestive specialist and you forget about your actual like well woman checkups and your everyday stuff. And that's what they want you to know that they're here for with the only dedicated women's hospital in Fort Worth. From babies and screening for common conditions that affect women to advanced medical and surgical care, our care providers at Baylor Scott and White in Fort Worth provide the comprehensive services that you need as a woman. Start this year's back to school season healthy. To schedule an appointment or find a specialist, this is all you need to know. Visit bswhealth.com or call 844-BSW-DOCS, D-O-C-S. That phone number in digit form is 844-279-3672, because sometimes it's easier to just pick up the phone and call somebody and say, I don't know. I was playing tennis with somebody today that was like, I had COVID. I've got this. I've got that. I'm fine now, but I want to make sure I'm fine. So I need to go see a doctor and just do like a baseline checkup. And I feel like a lot of us could probably do that right now. So Baylor Scott and White is here for you. And we love our sponsors because they're helping this thing keep going, even though we're kind of an S show.
We are an S show, but that's okay.
That's okay. It's real life.
And now it is time for our special guest. We teased it a little bit earlier in the show, and he is someone I'm super intrigued by because I've followed you for a long time. His name is Gar. Gar, tell me your last name again.
Ryness.
Ryness. That's not that
Like
hard.
Jones, just more syllables.
Just more syllables. Okay. Gar Ryness, also known as the batting stance guy. Dude. Yes.
A thrill to be nominated. A thrill to be here.
I love that you do the thing that baseball players do whenever you get introduced. That's
He's
amazing.
basically a baseball player.
Obviously. I mean,
Emotionally.
can't you tell?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, so there's so much to dissect here. First of all, where did the name Gar come from?
All right. So,
Do you get offended by that question?
not at all.
Okay.
No.
Because I can offend people very easily.
I've seen. So it's George,
Okay.
Allison,
Okay.
Ryness,
Okay.
the fourth.
Wow.
What a
Did not go to a
badass
private
name.
school. Put it away, Julie.
Okay.
Did not go to a private school.
Okay.
parents went with my initials because we'd already kind of run through the George, the Owls, the whatever.
Quattro. They don't want
They did not. They weren't that hip. They went with Gar.
Okay.
They were from L.A.
Okay.
Did not know a gar is a long-snouted, ugly fish in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, I totally forgot about
Yeah.
alligator gar.
Yeah,
And
alligator gar.
girls, long-snouted, lanky-bodied,
Yeah, they're not
ugly.
pretty.
I was like, does the fish look Middle Eastern too? Like,
Yeah, they pretty much have nothing to offer.
why not like short, stocky, and Russian and like nothing like me? So brutal.
Okay.
Bad enough with the middle name Allison.
Okay.
Try making it through junior high. Maybe Amy and Heather are more feminine than Allison.
I feel like we're hashing up some bad.
We are.
Yeah,
It's
so-
okay. That's
So
what
way
we're
to go.
here
Welcome
for.
to the mom
Gar.
game.
But,
Welcome to the
but
mom
when you
game.
have a weird name, it forces you to be an extrovert.
It does. It does.
Interesting. Okay, we could dive into that later.
Yeah.
if
That's
we
why
need
you
to.
took so long to like
Yeah, I'm
be-
processing all of this.
get out and like be in the world. Because had your name been like Chadwin,
Yeah,
You
like
would've
my
just
brother,
been,
like I just told you.
exactly.
So I need a weirder name.
Like my sister's name's Bevan and she's the loudest in
But
our
I
family.
don't have a weird
I like
name,
that
and
name,
I'm quite
Bevan.
extroverted. So I don't know. If I had a weird name, it'd be like I'd scare the shit out of everybody. I'd just
Yeah.
be screaming.
Okay, where are you?
There's still time.
So you grew up in LA.
I am in LA. I grew up in San Francisco, East Bay Area.
Gotcha. Okay. Now in LA. What's your real job?
What's your job?
What? This
What's your
doesn't
job?
wait, just imitating baseball players
That's
doesn't
not. Does that pay
raise
the bills?
a family of two in Los Angeles? Okay. I do a real job where there's like pharmaceutical
Okay.
sales type job.
Sell
Okay.
drugs.
Sell drugs.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And how many kids do you have?
2.
Ages?
20 and 15.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, 20
You look
and
good,
15.
dude.
Ooh, thank you.
20 and 15?
20 and
What's
15.
it like? What's it like? 20
Yeah,
and 15?
we could talk all
Real
about
talk?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So they're dogs.
Like they act like dogs, or they're kind of like dogs.
Like
okay.
like when your 8-year-old was like, "Mom, can we watch a movie tonight?" And she kind of like comes up next to you and you start
Yeah.
kind of petting her and it's like, "Hey, little girl." And
Yeah.
then your dude's like, "Mom, you're the best." Hugs. And then going to school and you're like, "Hug." Okay, but 13, 14, 15 cats. Now they're like cats. So it's like, "Hey, don't
Oh, don't. Okay.
just leave food out by the back door." Like, "Wait, come on." Like no hugs, no. It's this
Oh, like
Terrible
moody
tra-
cats, not a
like
snuggly cat.
like moody
I've
cat.
had one
So
of each.
The petting's it's just that like I don't mind it, but my wife's like falling apart at
no.
the like. Wait, what about
What do you do? What do you do to fill the void when they're like that? Like, how do you?
watch baseball?
Like, I'm gonna be so
Get
sad.
addicted to something? I don't know. You do like
Find an addiction.
you should. I don't know. It's like
Facebook, social media,
watch
video
Lupin.
games.
I mean, like find like a French Netflix show or something.
Yeah, well, because so much of your life is dedicated
Yeah.
to these children for so long,
And
and then all
especially,
of a
like,
sudden they want nothing to do with you.
Crazy
I'm gonna be like,
sports.
and then they leave.
Yeah, crazy sports, and it's every second. It's like I don't want to do sports this year, and it's like, can I take a nap on a Saturday?
Yeah,
it's like a
that's where we're
total
at.
shift.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God.
I'm emotionally preparing you for the dogs to cats moment
Okay.
because it's
Is it like one moment?
it's like a Thursday, Friday,
Is
Saturday.
it puberty?
Oh, it's like a weekend.
It's
Okay, so
like
about a weekend.
you got
to get
like,
used to
whoa,
this.
what? I thought you. It's the first drop off where your kid's like, "Mom, don't." I'm just, and you're like, what?
Like they don't want.
No,
you to
we
take
took
their
the same
picture.
picture. Remember, we hold hands walking down. We take the same picture and the same walk on this.
No.
Wait, you want to go with your friend? Wait, you want to FaceTime your friend?
Oh,
Wait, we didn't
no.
FaceTime. We didn't have FaceTime. Maybe we would have, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
So-
now that we're all depressed,
Yeah.
It's just coming.
it's coming.
coming.
We got some time.
We do.
got some time. I don't,
We have a little time. Okay, so for people that are unfamiliar with you and why you're here is
So
because
name-
you are the batting stance guy.
So, namely, your audience.
Maybe. I mean, a lot of our audience is probably pretty big baseball fans
Yeah.
because of Emily. But
well,
tell
you
us,
were a little. You became a pop culture thing. Like you were a. Yeah, it's like you.
It's kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
were you like one of the first ever YouTube stars? I mean, you were early in on that
Yes.
that fad.
I'm listed under Cameo as YouTube star. So I guess in that.
Oh wow.
So the 100th cameo I did, it was like, oh, okay, this is like a thing. But I don't walk around thinking YouTube
Yeah.
because now it's mainly like Twitter, Instagram. It's like different stuff. But yes,
YouTube's
that's how
where it's at.
That's how people
So I hear.
kind
From
of
like- yeah.
found me.
Okay, so tell us how this all got started for you.
All right, so I'm older than you both. So
Okay.
we played stickball in the front yard instead of like playing video games
Yep.
in,
Hey,
early
I'm
80s.
I'm up there.
Close. All right. So
My son plays stickball still.
that's great.
Don't
so,
think that it's dead.
oh, I'm hoping it's not.
Okay.
He just then runs in and plays Fortnite.
Yeah, and it's only because we said no to the
He's
iPad.
like shooting
Right.
a TikTok of playing stickball.
Right.
So I'm Northern California. Kids are kind of into sports, but kind of into everything. So I didn't know when we were playing stickball in front that there was any kind of, hey, this is a business opportunity about 25 years from now. So I was just kind of imitating players and then played baseball throughout high school. And then when I went to college, I went to school in upstate New York, small, tiny college called Syracuse. And as there was like snow and everyone back there is super dorky about sports, like crazy into it, maniacally into it. So then when people would ask me to imitate like the 86 Mets, they were like, whoa, that's the facial expression that Wally Backman makes. That's weird. That looks just like Lenny Dykstra. So then I thought, oh, weird. There was like an audience that kind of was with it, and then cut to decades later. So now I'm 35 living in LA, and a buddy has me imitate some Red Sox while we were just at like a kid's birthday party. And then he said, hey, can I video you? And then send it to my buddies back in Boston. So he calls out 15 names. I do the imitations and don't say anything on them. And then he puts it on YouTube, which I don't know exists at that point. This is like 08.
Okay.
And then I think he literally is going to like send a VHS to his friends back in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And so then Bill Simmons runs it on his page on ESPN2 and it's like, look at this crazy Red Sox fan. I don't like the Red Sox, but he was calling out Red
He
Sox
saw it
fan.
on YouTube? Like, how did he see it?
He must have been ahead of the time.
Yeah, he was ahead of the times. And then it had a bunch of views. And then what happened was a week later. So my brother's like 8 years younger than me. And so a bunch of his friends text me and says, dude, you're featured. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I've featured.
You're trending.
Do you know what feature? Like, I don't know what that means. So then a week after Bill Simmons thing ran, it ran on the front page of YouTube for a day. So then it went to like 250,000 hits and like
So when you first log
1,500
onto YouTube,
comments.
it's like,
Yeah. So they were like, oh my gosh, this is like the thing that
Okay.
everyone's looking at. And the lines on, so then it went from like, 40 comments to like 2,000 comments. And the comments were great. By the way, there's definitely no spell check on YouTube comment section.
Is there on any social media?
I don't know, but
comment
the number of
sections?
times I was
Terrible.
called doshbag made me think there's not an
Doshbag.
actual spell check.
I wonder what they were
Like
trying to say.
half
Gosh.
dog.
They were like,
Dosh and-
this. First of all, they're like,
What's the
don't
dog?
make fun of him. He's like, he's not good with humans or interacting. And then one person wrote a comment and said, when you kiss a girl for the first time, you are going to see skyrockets, my man. Because it was like,
Isn't it weird?
I wasn't
Yeah.
talking.
All of
so
a
I was
sudden
like,
you're thrust
well, I'm
into
married
this.
with a couple of kids. But yeah,
Like, I'm good.
they were like, anyone with this skill set clearly is like on a spectrum that like, hey, don't make fun of him because he's like
how
a special,
funny.
he's a special guy.
But really, all you have to take from that is like, I'm kind of a big deal. Like all of a sudden, I went
it was
from
just weird. I just thought it
being
was going to go
Gar
away. I
to
just-
being batting stance guy, and people care enough to comment about you and say things like that.
Yeah, I just thought it was going to go away in 2 seconds. And
Yeah.
then somebody reached out and said, hey, this is Eric from the Minnesota Twins. Because we started posting a video per week of each team. And then because it seemed like there was an appetite for it. And so then the Twins wanted me to come in that next day to do the pregame show. And I emailed back and I was like, well, I don't live in Minnesota. And they were like, what? Like each video, people really thought like these guys must be from down the street. Like who would know all those like
Yeah.
random Rangers? It's
Right.
like, why would some kid in North Carolina be like, look at Rusty Greer? You'd be like, what? How do you know Rusty Greer? Like
Right.
only
You
kids
have
from
to be
like,
obsessed.
Were the Giants your team?
yeah, the Giants and the A's, and then for
Okay.
some reason I like the Twins for no reason, like mid
Okay.
80s. And so the Twins somehow, when they reached out and said, well, can you come in tomorrow? I was like, well, I don't live there. And they weren't about to fly me out. So then they said, well, next time you're back, if you're anywhere back here, let us know and come in. And then the Dodgers reached out, a guy that worked for the Fox affiliate there, and said, can we fly you out to Dodger Stadium? I was like, well, what if I rode my bike? Because I live like right up the street from Dodger Stadium.
Okay.
So they're like, what? Wait, you live on the what? Yeah. And so then I started doing it. And then as I was being interviewed and talking, people were like, wait, you talk with words and everything. Like, cause I
Like
was,
this isn't all you do.
I was like a juggling
talk with
clown, like
words,
on
yeah.
the,
like do your trick.
Yeah, do your trick. And then I would like, Steve Lyons would be like, hey, let me see me. And I was like, well, you had the perfect stance for anyone that wanted to hit 235. And then it'd be like, wow.
He's funny too.
And he's got jokes.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
he's
do we
got
need to
jokes.
take a look at it so
Got
people
jokes.
that
So people will
know what we're
Yeah.
talking about? So we have a clip. I believe this is you going through the Texas Rangers lineup back in 2015.
Yes.
So-
the Indians were having me throw out the first pitch that day and just happened to be against the Rangers.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Hey, this is Batting Stance Guy, and the Rangers are taking batting practice behind me at Progressive Field. Let's take a look at their starting lineup.
Leading off for the Rangers, Leonis Martin. Shin-Soo Choo.
And what do you think of this Shin-Soo Choo?
That's good. Oh, yeah.
2-year flaps.
Yeah. Prince Fielder. Oh, yeah. Adrian Beltre.
Here we go. He's been on the mom
down on one
game.
knee. I like that shot. Yeah, there it is.
Nailed it.
Josh Hamilton.
Oh wow. Here we go.
Oh, he did that rock thing.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Bouncing up and down.
God, that's so good.
Delino DeShields.
Delino DeShields. Not as well known.
Elvis
go.
Andrus. Oh, LV, that left leg swinging around. Carlos Corporan. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Carlos Corporan.
Oh. It wasn't a
Ronan
bomb.
Odor. Were you that night?
Apparently.
Oh, that's so spot on.
Enjoy the Ranger game.
Love it.
Greatness.
So good. Okay,
so
so
good.
how do you do it? Like, what's your method here? How much did you study film? And at this point, was this kind of like the peak-ish time for you back in 2015?
Funny. So I would say no. So 2 questions.
Yeah, I
you
asked a
there.
lot of
So
questions. Maybe I asked 5.
So the first one was back to your young kids. My parents were the weird parents on the street. So there's 4 of us. And they made us log time on television. So we had 7 hours a week and we had this 3x5 card where we had to write like Cosby Show. Wait, can we say that right? Cosby Show half hour or Different Strokes half hour or whatever. And then if I watched a baseball game, that's like 3 hours. This Week in Baseball was a half hour. So the TV just wasn't on that much. So what happened, because all 3 of my siblings were younger and I wasn't allowed to have the TV on pretty much, I would take all these baseball cards and while the siblings were napping, I would like lay the cards out and then kind of pretend to be the players. In a lot of cases, the player would, Yvonne Calderon would have like chest hair showing. So I don't even know if he's righty or lefty, but then when people would call out Yvonne Calderon and I'd walk around all tough, his teammates would be like, that's totally him. I'm like, I don't even know what he looks like, but I know it's like Tony Armas, like anybody who's like buttons or too unbuttoned or like with any other player, like if they're like, if I turn up the femininity. So like each time I've been in front of the Yankees or in front of Derek Jeter specifically, he'll like call for time with his wrist. and then if I just like dial him up to 11, the reactions like
From
wild.
the players. Yeah, because that's all the players do is clown on each other.
Wild. Yeah.
Rail on each other. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can I can tell a joke in the locker room, let's say that maybe other people want. So Prince Fielder even told me that once he got good and once his contract got so big, even though he's really good at doing imitations because he grew up around it and he grew up around it because his dad and everything, it felt mean for him to like imitate some guy that's about to get cut, making a bazillionth less than him. And so he was like, it just didn't work anymore for him to do it. So like, I could walk in. Who am I? I'm the Sparklets water guy. I mean, I'm nothing in that locker room.
Right.
And so I can clown on Derek Jeter, and it's like everyone's laughing at Jeter.
Yeah.
But if Jeter's like, "You're a nerd," yeah, you're right. I mean, like, there's nothing. Like,
What's that
I
like?
can't like lose a gig because of it.
What's it like to walk into a locker room and be like sitting there with someone like Derek Jeter, Prince Fielder, and doing their impressions?
Well, surreal.
Yeah.
Like it's really fun. what's so weird, back to my siblings, is so my, I don't know if we were just trying to get our dad's attention because he was like a workaholic, but each kid has ended up doing something in entertainment. So like if you ever watch Bubble Guppy, or if your kids ever watch Bubble Guppy, so my sister draws that show. And then I have a brother that won a Tony Award.
Oh, cool.
Being in like Hair and Matilda on Broadway. So
Wow. It was all just from like, Dad.
Yeah, well, or like imitating our Aunt Barbara at Thanksgiving. Or so we were always like doing imitations. And with player imitations, I don't have to be like SNL skill. I don't have to do anyone's voice. So it's really just manners. And I love baseball, obviously, to a weird level. But if I do the face and the bravado and the run, I don't know. Why would I ever think I'd be around players? But the players just like, it's wild how they like gravitate toward it.
So what are you doing now? Like how involved are you? How often are you putting out videos? Are you still making tours around ballparks? What's going on?
So what's changed is the amount of players that are on Instagram and Twitter. So just even like for the Rangers, what'll happen is like Trevino will come up and he'll do something crazy with like his bat. And then I won't be watching a random Rangers game, but I'll get 3 henchmen that'll be like, dude, you got to check. In some cases, it's like Tyler Kepner from the New York Times, or it's like some writer or some reporter or Buster Olney or somebody being like, hey, you got to check out Ronnie Rodriguez on the Tigers.
We have a lot of scouts.
Yeah.
Now.
So now I have a lot of scouts. And probably 5 times this year's announcers have just like Boog Shambi on a Cubs game will say, let me text batting stance guy and see if he's seen Rafael Ortega. So it's unreal how it gets to you quicker. And then obviously I'll research that person. And then in many ways, what I'll do is like with like Trevino, I'll put it on Instagram, and within like an hour after the game, like we'll be friends now. And then he'll tweet and he'll send it back, and then all his friends. And then it's like, oh, what country? Like, whoa, I have
things
20 people
travel
from Venezuela
quickly now. A lot faster than back in 2014, 2015. Now
so
things
that part's,
catch on like
that
crazy.
part's really fun, that the players, like the Reds, completely like globbed on to this year. So anytime something happens with the Reds, all players on the Reds, they'll be like, let's see it, because as if I'm just sitting around waiting for like the end of every Reds game.
Yeah.
So that's been really fun. And then the tours. So Ryan Zimmerman and my mom both have been in wheelchairs with MS for a long time. And so he would have me MC his like MS fundraiser. And then different players will have me come out and either be the entertainment, like, let's see, Carlos Beltran. And then a few like Harmon Killebrew right before he died. And so different players will have me like be at their events. So sometimes I'll just kind of somehow be at the Baseball Alumni Players Association, and there's Bonds and Bonilla and Eddie Murray. And so so I get a little more excited, nervous around people I had baseball cards of than all these MVPs. So I'll be on the field with MVP after MVP, and I should think, oh my gosh, no way. That's, Matt Holliday, that's Ryan Howard, that's like an MVP. And I'll look over and I'll be like, 70-year-old Hal McRae sitting on the corner and be like, wow, no way, that's Al McRae. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then I'll walk over and be like, what are you doing with me? These are all the big studs. Yeah. I'm like, and it could be like a total backup.
Yeah.
That barely played on the A's in 1989 for 2 years.
But
and
it's someone you were idolizing.
Yeah, well, I had their card as a kid.
Yeah.
So that's super fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think it just goes to show that, like, especially now in this day and age, that like you never know how shit's going to unfold. You never know what's going to happen. You never know. I always tell people that when you're, when they're asking me about, how do I get into your job and how do I do that? And I'm like, you need to like try to think outside the box. Because there's so many things that have yet to be done, and now there's so much. It's so much easier to pull off.
You can do one like cool thing on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram. Like I'm thinking of that Joey Molinaro guy.
Yeah.
He does really good impressions of people, and then it catches on. Now he's like a famous impressionist.
Yeah, totally.
Which is just crazy.
Yeah, that didn't really exist. I think if you ended up maybe on like Carson, or like there'd be certain ways where a person like that could be found, but other than that, there was no outlet, to be discovered.
So
like the YouTubers or whatever, if they were like doing silly things, I mean, I don't know, Star Search, like what were the vehicles where you could be
Well,
found?
I lived in California for a very brief time when I was young, and I used to sing in the bathroom at Walmart, hoping I was going to get discovered.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom at Walmart.
You could say
I would.
You did.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because
I really can't sing.
Right, but what you were going for, in essence,
You used to sing at Summer Bash.
you
sometime.
did. You just pulled off.
Yeah,
You're singing and you're in the bathroom at
Yeah,
Walmart, and you
I
really
was.
think you're like, how could I get on TV consistently for 17 straight
We all
years?
find our strengths.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and it's not like we were in LA. I was in like Costa Mesa. Like it was
Okay.
not, but I just thought I was in California.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Rodeo
Yeah.
Drive's just right around the corner. Hollywood
So
somewhere.
close.
Like it's
Someone
so
has
close.
to find me. I'm putting myself out
I
here.
feel like I'm just going to drop.
it's on them if they don't discover me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to drop trowel and sit on the toilet and sing for a few minutes and see who walks in and out of this place. Somebody leave the door open. Make sure everybody out there can hear me. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't really care.
So no, like Cushman and Wakefield rep like overheard that. I'm
No.
thinking of like who's
No.
in Costa Mesa
It's
at that time. It's definitely like a
I
commercial
don't
real
know.
estate agent.
Yeah, like I mean, Fedco. I think I sang a little bit in Fedco too. Fedco's it's not even around anymore. I don't think it's like Costco in Southern California.
okay.
It was called Fedco. Anyway, so
All right,
yeah,
we are about the same age.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Well, it was so fun having you on. Julie, do you have
know.
anything else that I want to cut you off?
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, it seems like you are. Like, do you call yourself an actor? Like, if people are hiring you at parties, do you perform? Do you do stand up?
That's a good question.
Improv?
Yeah, for sure, performer.
Yeah.
And to answer your second question, real quick, the
Yes,
top.
you got to get. It's still in your head.
Yeah,
my
the
second question.
top was 09. Another
Okay.
reason to get my
Okay.
brother back in here. So in 09, for some bizarre reason, I was asked to be a guest on The Late Show with David Letterman. And my brother was
That's
just
a big freaking deal.
Yeah, it was crazy. So then my brother had just been in, he was in Hair and it had just won a Tony on Broadway. Yeah, hair. And I have less hair. And so he was asked to be on the Tonight Show, the cast of Hair, the same night. So there was a San Francisco.
Like randomly?
Yeah. So a San Francisco Chronicle article that read, "This is why God invented TiVo." And in July of 09, it said this family has two sons that are on the Late Show and the Tonight Show tonight at the same time.
That's crazy.
And we cross paths in the air on that Sunday. And
Oh
then
my gosh.
we're on.
You both made it.
Isn't that crazy?
You both made it on the same exact
Baldwins,
day.
the Gyllenhaals, like
Did you meet any other famous people there? Or like-
Jonah Hill went right before me,
Okay.
and then Kelly Clarkson went right after me.
Did you chit chat with them?
Hi.
Yeah.
I mean, you're kind of. I did, back to Emily going to the bathroom in Costa Mesa. I did actually think in the Letterman kind of like green room area, when I did go to the bathroom, the butts that have sat on this toilet right here, all the legends.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sat on that toilet.
They- You
and
can
that
say
also
that. We
brings
can't
me
say
to
that.
a weird place that you went number 2 at the Tonight Show.
No, I think
The Late
sometimes
Show.
the guys sit.
I don't think that's a
I
common
learned
occurrence.
this. I learned this recently on the ticket. Yeah.
Do you
sometimes
do you
they
sit down while you pee?
Not much.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you just wanted. Did you sit on it? You
if
wanted to sit on the toilet
If I'm just trying to like send a tweet and get away from whatever
from
I'm
people,
with,
then you'll
If
sit.
you're
Yes.
a parent,
Right.
you probably
Yes.
sit.
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
but no.
Okay. So I shouldn't conclude that you went number 2.
Emily,
On
you're
the-
making him
the
uncomfortable.
Late Show.
No, I
It's
would
too
say
much.
I would say 09. I was nervous enough that I was going to
go
sit
number
down
2.
just in case.
Yeah. Smart man. Smart man.
That's what I also hear. Just in case.
Just in case.
You got to be prepared for anything.
Well, Gar,
When
batting
you
stance
enter
guy, it
the
was
battle
so,
zone.
It was battle zone. It was so fun having you on. Sorry we had to end so inappropriately. It's just kind of how we
Inappropriately.
roll.
I
Yeah,
love
okay.
this though. Like, this story is so cool. I love it. It's just like a normal dude that has a cool skill and like becomes famous, and you're still doing it today, which is so awesome. So
And goes number
how do
2 at
people
The Late
find you
Show.
and like find everything that
All
you're
right.
doing?
Twitter is batting stance G. Instagram is batting stance guy.
Okay.
And then I guess Cameo. So for
Oh, yeah.
people
How
who
much
know
do you
what it
charge?
is.
I'm curious about this.
So it's 25 right now.
Okay.
It's kind of
That's
the
what I am.
lowest. It was 15 forever,
Yeah.
and then it was like
25.
enough
Cheers
that
to
I
that.
put to 25. So, and it's a money making thing for my daughters. So because they don't really want to go out and film anymore at the same time, like they have friends and they're doing stuff.
Right.
And so every time we film a Cameo, they get half. So they're like, Dad, can we film some Cameo? So and they just hold the camera and
Nice.
then they get half of it.
Good.
That's
So
a
they're
smart-
So they're
invested.
like, let's
They
go.
are.
Let's
Yeah.
film
Okay.
something.
Well,
these
book
going.
him on Cameo.
Yeah.
This is a really cool thing to send to one of your friends. because that is a very
And we'll make
unique
it
skill.
highly personalized. You can even send your kids thing, and we'll totally break it down. Or your
like a kid's
husband,
batting stance.
or
Like if I sent my son at his baseball game, you can do
and
his
then we'll
impression.
like
He's
overdo
6.
it. Yeah. Somebody sent like their like whole team.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
cute. I love it. Okay.
fun.
Putting that in my back pocket.
Back pocket.
Yeah, for the Braves coming up, the 6-year-old Braves team.
For the 6U Braves.
Yes.
It's a lot of
Yeah, looking around.
They don't know what they're doing.
lose 12-0. Do we win?
Right. They don't care.
Do we get pizza? Who brought snacks?
Pretty much.
Okay, Gar, so much fun. Batting stance guy, you're the best. Very nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. We end every podcast with throwing up the deuces and saying mom game out. It's kind of our thing. It's pretty cheesy, but we're going to keep rolling with it because we've done it this whole time. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Mom game out.